As a teacher, you see students and you can obviously see a lot of potential in them. Why do you think some youth aren't actually reaching their full potential?
It could be anything, but often it results from, since we're talking about expectations, it could be expectations, and their expectations are, the expectations put upon them might not encourage them to do better. It might not encourage them to not walk the halls. It might not encourage them to get into a classroom and be functional in that classroom. Of course, that could also, clash with other expectations of that classroom, because a lot of kids might be in the wrong class. We need a place whereby those students who aren't responding will be able to be someplace where they will. At the end of the day, somebody needs to be able to dial your number. And if we're not dialing the number for those kids, they're not gonna respond. Those kids who are walking the halls, somehow we're not dialing their numbers, and this place isn't responding to what they need. Unfortunately, sometimes that sort of milieu or whatever will. We have to respond to that. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to find something that will respond to the needs of every learner, to offer them something that will work. But at the same time, though, a lot of it also has to do with expectations. And, when we were growing up, we are expected to succeed. And just because you don't necessarily like something doesn't mean you shouldn't do that something. And when we live in such a sort of cafeteria consumer culture, where you're constantly being bombarded with entertainment and you're constantly being bombarded with distractions, it's kind of hard to want to get into the narrative of learning. And when you're dealing with a system that will kind of accommodate you, at least in a perfunctory sense, to ensure that you get a credit, even if it's a not fully legit credit, that system's not really encouraging you to bona fide learn and do better. We have seen, or parenthetically heard, or anecdotal evidence of kids who, fail, but then are given a sort of a credit recovery package, and then they pass, but then they're put in the next level of the course, and then they fail because they should have passed in the first place. They should have repeated the course. Again, that's not really responding to what that kid needs. And I think that we may have issues when we are overly data-driven in a macro sense, where we're not actually looking at what's happening to our learners while they're here. At the end of the day, though, we need something for them so that they could find what they need. Maybe there might be a 14-year-old trapped in an 18-year-old's body. At the end of the day, though, you have to be patient with them, and you have to try and find something that will respond to them. And unfortunately, with the system that we have in terms of its imperfections.
Will Ms. Simpson please contact the office, Ms. Simpson?
Oh, Ms. Simpson. I don't know either. Okay, now you guys, right?
Please find this interruption. Would Tommy please contact the office? Tommy, please contact the main office. Thank you.
Nadine, there's a lot of Tommies out there, Could you repeat the question?
I heard Tommy's.
I heard Tommy. Tommy.